So inshallah we're going to start. So we'll do inshallah ayat number 103 and 104 of Surah Al-Baqarah. More or less these ayats are about the Bani Israel, the Jews again. So we'll do a simple translation first. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Walau annahum, and if they, and they here is the people of the Ahlul Kitab, the people of the book. Amanu, if they had believed. Wattaqaw, and if they had taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or they had feared, or they had been righteous. Lamathubatun min indillah, then there would have been a reward for them with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a reward for them. Khayrun, so this reward would have been a better reward for them. This would have been a better thing for them. Law kanu ya'lamun, if only they knew that thing. Okay? Then in the next ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the people who have believed. And there is a reason behind that of this statement. So first we will do a simple translation. Ya ayyuhalladina amanu, O those of you who have believed, okay, who have iman. La taqulu, do not say. Do not say what? The word ra'ina. And we'll understand what ra'ina means. But the simple meaning, straightforward meaning is that listen to us. Ra'ina means in Arabic listen to us. But there is a background and a whole story behind this word. So we'll look into that. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, first Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, La taqulu, don't say the word ra'ina. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Waqulu, and say, instead say, Unzurna. Unzurna means look at us. Look at us. Ra'ina means listen to us. Don't say that word. Instead of say, Unzurna means look at us. Okay? Wasma'u, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to those people who have believed, listen what's being said to you. Walil kafirina, and for those people who do kufr or reject, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says there is azabun alimun, there is a punishment which is very painful. Okay? So these are the simple meanings, but they are very detailed. So one will understand all the details of these things. Okay? So going back to the beginning of the ayat starts with walau annahum. Okay? So the word wa, law, anna, and whom. These are four separate words. Okay. Wa means and law means if. Anna means that, and whom means they. Okay. These are four separate words. The first thing to notice is that that the ayat starts with the word law, if. So this is a conditional statement. A condition is being defined because whenever you say if, you are going to say something which is conditional. Okay. The other thing is that it's addressing to them. Who are them? Okay. So we'll look into that. These are the people of the book. Okay. So let's keep it that way. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Walau anna, and if that they. Okay? So let's look at the word after that. That will make a whole sentence. Right now the sentence is not complete. Okay? So the next word starts with these three letters. Alif, Mim, and Noon. Amana. And these are three letters, so it belongs to Bab Fa'ala. And if we put an alif in the beginning, it becomes Bab Af'ala. And this becomes alif, mim, and noon. Okay. And this is pronounced as amana. So the meaning of this word is to believe. this word is amana, it means to have peace. But this is amana, amana means to believe. Okay? And the word in the Quran is amanu. Amanu is the past tense. They believed. Okay? So the word amanu means they, plural, and believed. Okay. So now notice that if I just put down this word here, amanu, and they believed, so in a simple way, the word amanu is you're talking about that they believed. It's straightforward, they believed. Okay? But because the word love is before that, if, so it is a conditional statement.
Sure.
And the conditional statement in English is it, if they had believed. That's a conditional statement. So we have, because of this love, we have to translate this amanu as if they had believed. Okay? It's a condition. If they had believed. Okay? So the meaning will become a conditional meaning. Okay? If they had believed, if the people of the book had believed in the Quran also, okay, then something would have happened. Okay? So far, this is a conditional statement. Okay? So the meaning is that, and if that they had believed. And if they had believed. And then the second condition is also applied here, which is the word is wa in between means and. Okay, and then the other word is from ittaqa, which means to have taqwa. Ittaqa. This means to fear. To fear or to be pious or to be righteous. Taqwa means has many meanings. One meaning is to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taqwa, ittaqa, or the other meaning is to be righteous, to be pious, to be right person. Okay? So from this word is the next word. Ittaqu. Ittaqaw. Ittaqaw means they feared. Okay, just like amanu, they believed, and ittaqaw, they feared. Okay? So from here the word will be ittaqaw. They feared. So when you put this word in this sentence, okay, so the waw is in between and the word is ittaqaw. And the meaning is that they feared. Okay. Now the same thing applies, this love is also making this a conditional statement. So this will become, if they had feared. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying two conditions. One is, if they had believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Quran and the Prophet. And the second thing is that if they had feared Okay? They had feared.
with two shirts.
Right. So this is what's being said. If these people had believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and also they had feared Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that is the meaning of wattaqaw, and they had feared. So always, whenever there is a conditional statement, there is a response to the condition. Okay? Whenever you say, if I had done this, I would have achieved that thing. That's the result or response of the condition. So there Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if they had done these two things, if they had believed and they had feared, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they would have received something.
The fair was fruit.
Right, mashrut, shart and mashrut. So that is the next word. So let's look at the next word. Okay. So the word A starts with these three letters: Tha, Vav, and Ba. Okay. And this means to reward. And the word we commonly know from here is thawab.
Thawab.
We said thawab means is the reward. Okay? The word masubatun also means reward. Masubatun.
Fasaha wa balagha.
Masubatun means reward also. Okay? Masubatun means reward. And there are many words that are created, like thawab is the long clothes you that wear, is from this also. So it has many meanings, but mathubatun means reward. Okay? And the word lam with a fatha before that, la, means surely. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if they had believed and they had feared, then surely there is a reward for them. Okay? There is a reward for those people. Allah mathubatun means a sure reward. Okay? Sure reward. Then the word is min indillah. Okay? So the word min means from. And inda means with. Inda means with. And the word is Allahu. Okay. Okay. So when you combine these two words, also min is a harf jar, so that changes this to a kasra. And when you combine these, this is in dillahi. And in English, you can say, you don't have to say from with Allah, but you can say with Allah. You don't have to translate in English this word, because both of these together in English can be translated as with. Min indillahi means with Allah. So there will be a sure reward with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So So min indillah is with Allah. So if they had feared, they had believed, then there would be a sure reward with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With Allah. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala further says one more word after that. Khair. Okay? So khair is from these letters, kha, ya and ra. And khairun means better. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that this reward is better for them. Okay, then if they did not believe and they did not fear, so whatever worldly things they were collecting, if they had believed and feared, then the reward with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have been better for them. Okay? So this is better. Then after that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Law kanu ya'lamu. So let's look at those words. Okay. So the first word is law. Law is again if. Law means again if. Okay. Then the next word starts with kaf, waw and noon. This means to be. Kaf wa noon means to be. And kanu means they were. Okay. So the word is law kanu, they were. Which is not recited. Okay, so the meaning will be they were. So, in this part of the ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Law kanu, and the next word starts with these three letters, and, lam, and mim. This means to know. And when we put a ya in the beginning, and a guna at the end, it becomes ya'lamuna, which is third person plural present tense. So this will become ya'lamuna, means they know. Okay? So this word will become ya'lamuna, they know. Okay. So these are three separate words. Law, if. Kanu is a past tense. They were. And ya'lamuna is the present tense. They know. When Kanu comes with a combination of this present tense, it pulls this present tense into a continuous past tense. Okay? So this word kanu Ya'lamuna will be translated if they knew. Okay? In English, this word together can be translated as they knew. They knew. Only if they knew. Okay? So you can add to emphasize here, only they knew. Okay? It's a wishful conditional thing. Only if knew, you would not have done this thing. Only if I knew, I would have done this thing. So that's what's being said. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, only if they knew the result of this action, they would have believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they would have been fearful. If they only knew that the reward is better for them from Allah, then they would have believed and they would have taqwa. Okay, so this is all conditional statement. Okay, it starts with the conditional that if they had believed and had feared, their reward with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had been better for them. And then Allah says at the end, only if they knew or if they had realized. Okay, so this will be only if they knew.